This is pretty cool, and it seems AI is definitely dominating the tech news cycle these days, nearly 2 years after its prototype debut and 8 months after its public beta. Sony's GT Sophie Racing AI for Gran Turismo 7 is back and going by Gran Turismo Sophie 2.0 now. It's available to all PlayStation 5 users as part of the GT7 Spec 2 update. Engadget got a first look at the Sophie system back in February of 22. At that point, it was already handily beating professional Gran Turismo players. Gran Turismo Sophie is a significant development in AI whose purpose is not simply to be better than human players, but to offer players a stimulating opponent that can accelerate and elevate the player's techniques and creativity to the next level. That came from Sony's AI CEO. In addition to making contributions to the gaming community, we believe this breakthrough presents new opportunities in areas such as autonomous racing, autonomous driving, high-speed robotics, and control. The system's public beta this past February saw the AI competing against a small subset of the game's user base in the Gran Turismo Sophie Race Together event. Players who already progressed significantly through the game were granted access to the special race, where they faced off against 4 AI-controlled opponents in a limited number of tracks. You have different levels of performance. In the beginning level, you have a much more powerful vehicle, still within the same class, but you're much faster than your competition. That advantage shrank as players advanced through the race rounds, and Sophie gained access to increasingly capable vehicles. In September, Sophie learned to drift, which made for an awesome video. We have evolved GT Sophie from a research project tackling the grand challenge of creating an AI agent that could outperform top drivers in a top simulation racing game, to a functional game feature that provides all game players a formidable, human-like opponent that enhances the overall racing experience. With the recent announcement, the number of vehicles Sophie can pilot rises from the meager 4 models available during the beta event to now 340 vehicles across 9 unique tracks. Per Sony, that means players can race against GT Sophie in 95% of the playable in-game models, and the CPU will select its car based on the player's chosen model from their garage. That way they're not randomly facing down a 918 in a Nissan Versa or are otherwise disadvantaged. The 5% of models it can't drive are the handful of hyper-spec specialty cars like the karts or the Dodge SRT Tomahawk VGT. Players can match against Sophie in a quick race mode, formerly arcade, regardless of their advancement through the game and current skill level. As long as you have a PS5, a network connection, and the latest update patch installed, you too can get completely demolished in a race by a stack of algorithmic processes. I say good luck. Even among Hideo Kojima's most die-hard fans, I think it's a near-universal opinion that Kojima made the wrong call when he replaced longtime voice actor David Hayter with Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5. It didn't help that compared to Hayter's gravelly but slightly goofy performance, Sutherland seemed a bit subdued or phoned in, depending on who you ask. Other than little cameos here and there, Hayter hasn't officially played Snake in more than a decade, but a new teaser trailer on Konami's YouTube channel has fans freaking out because it stars Hayter and teases more to come.
Critics called the game innovative, a cinematic classic, even the best video game ever made. The sequels received equally widespread acclaim, ultimately growing into a franchise that has reshaped the gaming world. I hope you're ready. This is only the beginning.
You can definitely hear a tinge of Solid Snake in his voice during that last line, and the YouTube commenters are reacting as expected. One said, "Our real big boss. So good to see David Hayter back." I'm already seeing speculation that Hayter could return to voice Snake Big Boss in a new game, though the more common theory or wishful thinking is that Konami could be planning to re-release Metal Gear Solid 5 with a new dub, replacing Sutherland's performance. I don't see that happening, but you never know. That strikes me as reading too much into a teaser, though, as the description says that in the Metal Gear Solid Legacy series, David Hayter guides us throughout iconic moments in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. It then reiterates only the beginning line in text. So it's a marketing slogan, and the read from some is that only the beginning is actually just referring to this beginning teaser trailer for a retrospective video series, meaning we'll hear a lot more of Hayter's narration. The videos will go through the games in order, so they will literally start at the beginning. Also, Konami's hinted pretty heavily that there will be a Volume 2 of the MGS Master Collection, so I think odds are slim that Hayter's coming back for a substantial role in a new game or a redub of MGS 5. Keep your expectations low, folks, and you won't be disappointed. That said, a Hayter dub of Metal Gear Solid 5 would be the biggest act of fan fantasy wish fulfillment since the Snyder Cut. And after the disappointing quality of the Master Collection, Konami could certainly use the positive buzz. We'll see. If Volume 2 of the Master Collection does indeed include the long stuck on PS3 Metal Gear Solid 4, let's hope it gets the treatment that it deserves. This is pretty cool and kind of makes me want a Quest 3. Coaster Mania's room-aware mixed reality update lets you build roller coasters over your real furniture on Quest 3. The game now utilizes the room mesh generated during mixed reality setup to let you place tracks on your actual floor, tables, sofa, and other furniture. The coaster cars can even crash into your furniture and explode when they go off an unfinished track. You can choose to watch the train ride along the track you've built at miniature scale and mixed reality, or you can go into VR first-person view. Since Quest 3 only captures the geometry of your room, though, not the texture, the first-person mode uses a default green-brown terrain texture overlaid onto your room mesh, but it's still a very, very good effect. The update also adds new mixed reality puzzle modes to the game where you solve physical-based puzzles that adapt based on the size and shape of your real room. You can grab Coaster Mania for $10 on Quest App Lab.